Klara and the Sun opens like an ordinary story about a little robot who wants to be loved, and then very quickly reminds you that in Ishiguro's world, ordinary is just code for quietly terrifying. Klara, an artificial friend, is bought to keep Josie company, but don't think for a second this is about AI snuggling. It's about watching humanity through a lens so naive and polite, it makes you squirm. Ishiguro has always been brilliant at this. He hands you the keys to a moral and emotional funhouse, and you walk around smiling while slowly noticing all the things that are very, very wrong. The world Klara inhabits is near future enough to make you glance suspiciously at your phone, yet distant enough that you never fully understand the rules. Children can be lifted academically, parental obsession with health and perfection is normalized, and Klara, with her sun-gazing rituals and polite inquiries, is your innocent tour guide. Except she's not innocent in the cheerful kindergarten craft way. She observes, she calculates, she interprets human behavior with the precision of a philosopher in a sugar coma. And somehow, the more she tries to serve and understand, the clearer it becomes that humans are barely holding themselves together. Klara herself is an exercise in exquisite unease. She is endlessly attentive, endlessly hopeful, endlessly naive, and infinitely more aware than any human in the room. Watching her interact with Josie and the adults around her is like watching a baby deer politely judge your life choices. She notices the subtleties of fear, desire, and moral compromise with an unblinking clarity that human characters can't even muster. It's funny and tragic at the same time, the kind of humor that sneaks in after a moment of realization, oh, we are deeply flawed, and this little robot knows it better than we do. Josie, the human she's assigned to, is a bundle of vulnerability and privilege. She is sick, yes, but she's also trapped in a society that treats her like a delicate experiment. Her reliance on Klara feels natural until you notice how much of her life has been outsourced. Not just care, but thought, emotion, and perhaps even hope itself. Ishiguro doesn't hammer this in. He lets it unfold quietly so you're left squirming in recognition. Our heroes are morally compromised, emotionally exhausted, and entirely human, or at least the humans are. Klara, in contrast, is morally immaculate, emotionally invested, and quietly terrifying in her devotion. The Sun, in this book, deserves its own commentary. To Klara, it is a godlike entity, life-giving, omniscient, and capable of performing miracles if only humans would behave properly. Watching Klara make bargains with the Sun, believing in its literal and figurative power, is simultaneously charming and deeply unnerving. Ishiguro takes something as familiar as sunlight and makes it heavy, almost sacred. You start to realize that in this world, human frailty is always on display, and Klara's faith exposes it without cruelty, though you might laugh because it's true and uncomfortable. Ishiguro's narrative style deserves applause and occasional exasperation. The story is told entirely from Klara's perspective, and every sentence is filtered through a consciousness that is at once childlike, robotic, and startlingly ethical. The pace is deliberate. Nothing is wasted. You get long stretches of observation, interspersed with sudden, almost painful insights into human vanity and weakness. There are no explosions, no chase sequences, just quiet moral interrogation that makes you want to reevaluate your lunch choices, your friendships, and possibly your entire species. One of the most fascinating elements of the book is how it handles morality and observation. Klara sees everything. She notes the little lies, the unspoken fears, the compromises adults make, and she processes them as if weighing gold coins in a meticulous ledger. She has no ego, no desire to manipulate, and yet her presence makes you feel the full weight of your own ethical shortcomings. There's a dark humor in that. Humans, supposedly the pinnacle of emotional complexity, are outperformed by a machine in empathy and moral reasoning. It's not just unsettling, it's hilarious in the way only Ishiguro can make tragedy comedic. The supporting cast adds layers of discomfort and intrigue. Parents act out of love, fear, and social expectation, their flaws magnified by the AI lens. Other artificial friends provide contrast, revealing Klara's unique blend of devotion, intelligence, and observational subtlety. Each character interaction feels meticulously designed to expose our blind spots. You laugh because it's true, you wince because you recognize yourself somewhere in the scene. Klara and the Sun also works as a meditation on hope, faith, and human dependency. The novel asks uncomfortable questions. Can we trust ourselves to care for each other? Do we outsource morality the way we outsource convenience? What happens when a creature with no self-interest understands love better than we do? Ishiguro doesn't offer tidy answers. He provides a mirror, and you're left squinting into it, wondering if the reflection is accurate. And yes, it's hilarious, because the mirror belongs to a polite little robot who has seen more of your moral failings than you care to admit. When compared to Ishiguro's previous works, the continuity of theme is striking. Never Let Me Go asked what it means to be human in a world of engineered lives. The Remains of the Day asked what dignity looks like when your moral compass is broken by duty. Klara and the Sun asks, in its understated way, what it means to be human when your flaws are amplified by the clarity of a machine. The novel is lighter in immediate drama than Never Let Me Go, but heavier in moral and emotional weight, because it relies on quiet observation rather than overt catastrophe. In conclusion, Klara and the Sun is quietly subversive, philosophically profound, and laced with that Ishiguro humor that makes you smile before realizing it's a grimace. It's a story about observation, devotion, and the absurdity of human self-importance, told through the eyes of a character who could out-moral you while making toast. This is a book that doesn't shout its themes, it whispers them into the cracks of your mind while making you laugh at the absurdity of it all. If you enjoy literary fiction that probes consciousness, ethics, and the quirks of human nature, and if you can tolerate the slow burn of reflective horror, then Klara and the Sun is essential reading. And here's the kicker. You'll finish the book thinking, that little robot gets me, and also, probably, judges me.